Hi friends, today we are going to talk briefly about an artist named Jeff Koons. He is the man behind the giant balloon animal installations. So Jeff Koons makes these large-scale sculptures of really unique objects. So his most known artwork right now is this giant balloon animal. This piece actually sold for $58 million, so it's really crazy if you think about it. He actually started making art when he was 8 years old, and he started selling them at his father's antique shop. So it's just really cool to think about. So for today's project, we are going to draw our version of his giant sculpture. So for this project, you'll need a pencil, eraser, crayons, markers, colored pencils, any other coloring supplies you can think of. I actually used watercolor paint. So with parental permission, if you want, you can use watercolor paint. Okay friends, so the first thing we are going to do is draw an oval in the center of our paper, and that'll be the main base for our balloon animal. And if it's not perfect, don't worry, when we outline, we can erase any imperfections. So after we draw this center oval, we're gonna come down for the feet. We're gonna draw another oval shape down here. Now we don't want it to be bigger than this one. We're gonna make it pretty close. And then we're gonna come back to this side and we're gonna do the same thing that we did here and draw another oval shape. So now we've got our front leg and our back leg. So then we're gonna come back over to this front one and we're gonna draw another oval, but I'm gonna stop a little bit before. That gives the impression that there's two legs. And we're gonna come back here to this back one and come towards the inside and draw another side line, just to give the impression of there being two. And then we're gonna come up here for the neck and we're gonna draw our oval shape. And then for the head shape, we're gonna come here and draw another oval. Now for this oval, we're gonna actually draw this little round part that comes out. That's the spot where they tie the balloon. And that'll give us the impression that it's a balloon tie for the nose. And then we'll come up here and draw an oval. And this will be the ears. And we'll come over to the side and do kind of what we did for the legs and draw that impression. So now that we got the base shape down, we are going to start outlining. So get another darker color. Other than a pencil, you can use a crayon, marker, or a pen. I'm using a pen because I like outlining in pens. And we're just gonna outline all of our body parts. And it doesn't really matter where you start, as long as you outline everything. If it's not perfect, that's okay. So now, once that you're done outlining, I'm gonna put my pen to the side, get my eraser, and I'm gonna erase all my pencil lines away. And I'm gonna wipe away the eraser flurries. I'm just gonna keep erasing. Okay, so to give our balloon animal the effect that it is three-dimensional, I am gonna go in with my pen and just kind of create these reflections on the balloons. Just to give the impression that they're three-dimensional. Now I am trying to keep them all kind of going the same way just so it shows where your light source is. Because that's important. It just makes it look more accurate. So once we've done that, I'm going to get my watercolors out and we're gonna give it some color. Now, it's up to you how you want to color in your balloon animal. I'm gonna probably stick with my cool tones and create the illusion that way. Now I am starting with violet. I'm just gonna go around the edge because what I'm gonna do next is kind of take that and try to pull it in. Do the same thing over here. And I might use the wash technique where I go down and I just layer a nice thin layer of water down over my piece, and then I might just go in. And you can see how the water that's been placed down kind of pulls that purple in more, and it kind of creates this fun effect. But it's up to you how you'd like to paint in your animal. So the really cool thing about this piece is that it's based off of Jeff Koons' balloon animal sculpture. Now that's an installation piece, which means that it was created for a specific place and they installed it there. So it almost had to be assembled for the most part there. And the crazy part about it is that this specific piece that we're basing this off of sold for $58 million. $58 million. It's so interesting that this guy had the idea, created this piece, and was able to sell it for that much money. Now, it's really cool to think about that Jeff Koons is one of the most well-known contemporary artists that is still living. It's just really interesting to think about. So you never know, you might have $1 million idea. Who would have thought that making a large-scale balloon animal would sell for that much money? So if you ever have a really unique idea, don't be afraid to share it or create something based on it. You never know. So there we have our balloon animal. Now I am going to create a background for it. I'm probably going to just keep it, in the grass. Now I'm not pulling my grass all the way down. I'm just gonna kind of start it here and just give the impression that my balloon animal's in the grass. I'm using cool tones just because that's what I wanted to use and I like how they're looking together. And I'm just, taking my brush and just flicking my wrist and just creating sporadic grass. Because grass isn't perfectly straight up and down. It has motion and movement to it. It's organic, it's free-flowing, it's nature. That's the one thing that I really like about nature is how organic and free-flowing it is. There's no such thing as perfection. But there is beauty, which is a big difference. There's a difference between being perfect and being beautiful. Aesthetics. I take my brush and just paint some blue clouds in. Give the impression of there being a blue sky just around. Now if you don't have watercolor paints, that's fine. You don't have to use watercolor paints. If you have markers, crayons, colored pencils, go for it. And it does not have to be exactly like mine. If you want to create your balloon animal in a desert, that could be really neat and interesting. Go ahead and do that. And I'm just creating these more flowing shapes. John, what makes me happy? And there we have it, our Jeff Koons balloon animal.